Just going to try and balance that up there. 1 second. Okay, right, can we see what we need to see? Maybe. I think so. Put that down there. I just moved that because I don't like the plugs. Even though this is going through a techie medium, if we can try and remove all the techiness, it's much nicer. Whoa, how is everyone this morning? Again, with this view, it just always seems to be so zoomed in. I don't know why. I just don't get it. Okay. Who knows? Oh, what can you see there? What's my little candle? As you may have noticed, I'm a bit disorganized today. Okay. So, and also, I had, who's Danielle already? Oh, hello Danielle. Oh my God, my messages are coming through this morning. Hey Vicky, hey Gemma. So I was going to say, I wanted to wash my hair. Oh, forgive me for having bad hair. And then I thought, that's completely not impeccable with my words. So what I'm going to say is, thank you for joining me and just accepting me being a bit scruffy and a bit disorganised. And so I'm very grateful to you guys for being accepted. Hey everyone. So today we are going to continue with our 4 agreements. So if you missed it, we did the first agreement last week. Hi Mom! Which was to be impeccable with our words. So as I've just demonstrated, I was going to say, I'm sorry the hair's not clean. And I thought that's absolutely unnecessary. So instead I'm just very grateful because I know it really doesn't matter and you guys won't care. So the second agreement, and these are agreements we try to make with ourselves as a different way of approaching certain situations. So the second agreement is to not take things personally. Well, this is a tricky one. I think they're all a bit tricky. This is definitely a tricky one. So I'm going to tell you a little story, but to begin, lie down, please. Just relax into your mat. If sitting is more comfortable, you can sit, but I want you to just completely relax because we link not taking things personally with kind of a surrender and a freedom. So I want you to surrender into your mat and just feel free to just relax and to just be. Okay, so just allowing your breath to kind of find its natural rhythm. And as you relax, hopefully that breath gets deeper and deeper. So to not take things personally. So it's learning that, again, this lovely little ego, whichever animal, kind of, it's really nice. It helps to give your ego or like your monkey mind a little figure. So the chimp paradox is a great one because it kind of says the same thing, that you have this other little voice in your head. So if you imagine it as this little chimp, which I find really cute because you can't be too mad at it, but you know sometimes it talks nonsense. So the same kind of principle, the ego is often telling us everything people do is because of us. So the situation, it's because of me, and it's just kind of learning to know that what people do is a projection of their beliefs and their fears or their situation. So simply if someone gets angry, it's because to them you have violated their kind of rules. And that's genuine from them. But that's nothing to do with you because they're not your rules. So it's just learning that what people project onto us is just a projection of themselves. So it's just trying and let things go. So a good example is especially now if more people are working through emails and things like that, if someone signs off just regards, rather than kind regards or best wishes, regards. It can seem incredibly, oh my gosh, what's happened? What have I done? Oh my goodness, they didn't like the presentation. And our mind, our ego can go into this big spiral. Well, it's nothing to do with you. It's probably just they've had stress, they've got a toddler jumping all over them, they haven't got time to write. It's nothing to do with you, but this ego inside of us absorbs all this and then we doubt ourselves and we fall into this little spiral. So it's learning to just let that go. It also means learning to forgive. So if you're just joining, we're just lying down, I'm just telling you a little story about our theme, which is to not take things personally, our second agreement. So not taking things personally and just learning to let go. So if someone does something that upsets you, or if you do something that upsets you, think about it, try to process it, decide on your outcome, and then let it go. We don't hold that, we don't, every time something comes up, we don't go back through our mental file and pull out, oh, but 2 years ago they did this. We need to deal with it. You either confront it or you let it go, but either way, in the end, it's in the past. And just the freedom that comes with that. So even just from right now, if you had to just draw a line, so even if you had received a text that made you unhappy, someone shared content that you didn't agree with, someone said something, just pause now and imagine it's all gone. How much lighter you can feel from that if we just don't take those things personally. We don't build them up. So this comes with, it brings a lot of freedom. It takes a lot of work, but it brings so much freedom. So that's kind of going to be our theme today, of just being free, so being kind with yourself, maybe being a bit slightly looser with your moves than normal. We're going to open ourselves up and just enjoy. So just taking a few breaths, lying there, breathing in, and just with every exhale, just letting go. So, I mean, it may be counterproductive because you may need to call to mind some of these things, or they may just be lurking there and you didn't even realise. Every exhale, just let them go. Just let them go. Do you need to send that grumpy email? Do you need to write that complaint? Do you need to comment on someone that commented on your thing, that commented or commented? Maybe no. Maybe it's okay. Just let that go. Just breathe all that stress away. And then from your lying position, so I'm going to join you now, and we're going to come into the banana stretch. So this ends up sounding like a game of Twister. But what I want you to do, eventually you're trying to end your body like a banana. So you're going to bring your legs and your arms, they're going to be stretched out. So big stretch out to begin with. And then bringing your ankles and your wrists over to your left side. So it can help if you cross your right wrist over the top of the left, so the left hand can grip that arm and stretch it towards the left. And again, if you cross your right ankle over the left, and then shuffle the left foot away. But basically, we want to look like a banana stretching towards the left side, so our right side is long. Doesn't need to be an intense stretch, just to lengthen in. Coming back to center. This obviously isn't actually called the banana stretch, I'm not sure what it's called. But I feel like banana is a good visual representation. Especially, big shout out to all of our young massive. To Flynn, to Alfie, to Beatrix, who are all totally outdoing us in our yoga. Big stretch. Okay, coming back to center again, big stretch, maybe wiggle fingers and toes. And then bringing your right knee into your chest, giving that a hug. If you want to, you can rotate the ankle. If you do, make sure you do it both ways. I'm just going to rest in this one, so I'm not going to do my ankle today. But if you want to, it's always a nice stretch. Good. Then we're going to take that knee across to the left side. So again, trying to keep your shoulders on the floor. Oh, I'm really hoping for a click on this one. So we're just stretching. So we want a spine rotation here, really. So by trying to keep the shoulders on the floor and guiding that knee down. And again, the knee may come up to here, or wherever it comes to. Once you're there, then it can feel a bit like, oh, your foot's just hovering. What do you do? Then just try and relax that leg down and let gravity just gently try to release some of your spine. If you can, turning your head towards your right hand. So as always, in these, unless you need to have a look to see what's going on, if you find it more calming, more mindful, then just close your eyes so you're not distracted. Good. Coming back to center. With the same knee, I want you to leave it out to the other side. So your right knee is now opening out to the right side. And again, right hand just resting on the inside of the knee. Just gently opening up. Try to keep your breath long. This is all about releasing. We're finding our freedom today. And this was a really good one for me, actually, good timing. Because I find that my mind just boxes me into very small things. I can make my life, my mind, my focus very, very small. And then I did a lovely meditation this morning. Went for a nice run, and I was like, the world is so much bigger than I'm making it. I need to just break down all these small little things that take my focus. Like washing my hair was a focus. It's just nonsense when you look at the sky and the trees and everything else. It's quite good to just release that from you. So bringing that knee back to center, staying with the right knee. We're now, if you can, taking hold of your foot. If not, stick with the knee. So we're going to do the same stretch again. But if you can, taking hold of the foot, and you're going to guide along with your foot. If you can extend that leg out. So I'm not sure how clear that is. So I'm kind of on the floor, like this, but not for very long. Otherwise, just stick with your knee. So we're just going a little deeper into that stretch. You can have your knee bent if you're holding the foot, or extending the heel away. Or as I say, just keeping the leg completely bent and holding your knee. How chill is Parker been this morning? Yeah. Good. Coming back to center, and then again the other side. So either hand on the inside of the knee or taking hold of the foot and then trying to open out the same side. Shuffle so I've got some space. Big breaths. This is a lovely one. So whatever pose you're in, just appreciate that your arms are spread, your legs are open. You're just lying on your yoga mat. Good. Gently, gently bringing that knee back in. Giving it another little hug. And then stretching back down. Big stretch. And then we're going to go to the other side. So left knee into the chest. If you did your ankle rotations on the other side, then do them here. And again on this one, just tucking your chin into your chest so you can kind of want to look up, but we're trying to make the neck long. And just, if thoughts come, again, just let them go. Maybe think. So today in my meditation, I was thinking about how I needed to take the dog to the vets, what top I was going to wear for this yoga, when I was going to send some group messages. all stuff. Yep, thank you, mind. I do need to be reminded of that. Guiding your left knee over to your right. Again, just go wherever you can. Try to keep the shoulders on the floor. And then once you've got there, just try and release that foot down so you can actually just relax into it. So just let gravity do the work. Yeah, so the mind can be great for reminding you of things, but it doesn't need to happen in your meditation. It doesn't need to happen now. So once it feeds you this little information, just think, no, just let it go. Gently coming back to center with the knee bent, opening out to your left side. So left knee is coming down. Left knee is coming down to your left. And then just try to realign. I'm very aware, I'm really pushing down on my left hip. And actually we want, oh, Parker's joining in today. We want both our hips down on the floor. So it might mean that your knee comes up a little. Just enjoying, just slowly stretching this morning. And then back to center. So either knee again or holding the foot. So I'm generally holding the underneath and then my fingers are curling around the edge of the foot. And then stretching that foot across your body towards the right side. And gaze towards the left. Deep breaths. And gently. Back to center. And then to the other side. So again, you're, ooh, no. Knee, no, it's on that one. Your knee or your foot out to the left side. So big opening up, you're almost starfishing, even if the knee's bent. Just enjoy opening yourself up. If like me, almost completely off of your mat, that doesn't matter either. Good. And then back to center. And this time, instead of stretching out, I want you to curl up. So it's cuddling your legs. If you want to, try and get your nose between your knees, squeezing those thighs together. And then we're going to come up to standing. Oh, no, we're not. We're going to go through cat-cow just for a little feeling. So actually, we're going to rock onto all fours. So you can rock or you can roll onto your side and come onto all fours. If you're rocking, take your time and appreciate that massage in your back. If you can rock and it's not going to hurt your back, I would suggest you do, because this is definitely a freeing movement. Push. And then we're coming on to all fours. So this one today, I wasn't going to include cat-cow today, but then I saw a wonderful video about little Yogi Flynn, who's totally nailed her little body popping. So in honour of Flynn, we're going to do some cat-cows today. Are you going to take her out? Okay, so can you guys hear that dinging? This is, we've got Parker a little, okay, we're just going to have an interlude. Just stop here. Let me see. Let me show you. So we've got Parker this little bell. That little bell that you get on reception. And so hey Amy, Parker, what's this? So we're trying to train her, because we live in a flat, that she'll let us know when she needs to go to the toilet or needs to go out. Parker, touch it. How cute is that? So she just done that. So now, the only problem now is that you'll be in the middle of a yoga class and she'll be like, ding, I need to go out now. Anyway, I find that the cutest thing ever. Okay, anyway, back to our cat-cows. So, again with this one, maybe just loosen up, moving around if you want to. So just keeping with your breath. So inhaling as you lengthen, exhale as you lower. But you could just stretch out in child. Inhale as you lift up into up dog. Swaying your hips from side to side. Whatever you want to do. Loosen up. If the thought of freestyling terrifies you, you feel like you've been put in front of the class in like expressive arts, then stick with your beautiful cat-cow. It's why we do it, it's because it's amazing. It's only if you're going to see extra benefits that you do anything else. Good. And then gently walking your hands towards your knees, we're going to come up to a kneeling position, and we're just going to gently ease into our camel pose, because this is a lovely opening one. But we're always very gentle with this, even once you're warmed up. Just be nice and kind to yourself. So you want your knees under your hips forwards, hands in the small of your back. Big inhale. So your hips are coming forwards, your core is engaged. By engaging the front, it means the lower back can't do quite as much work as it wants to do, which is good, prevent hurting it. Lifting your chest up. And to begin with, keeping your gaze down to the front of your mat. So you can't go too far in that position. Just really open up a little, squeezing your shoulder blades together. And release. Come back down. Stretch out in the cat pose. I'm going to do that one more time. Inhale, coming up. If you've done something this morning and you're really warmed up already, feel free to go into camel. Otherwise, we're just going to stay here. I feel that I'm warmed up and this is enough of a stretch for me at the moment anyway. Gazing down, opening up, squeezing the shoulders. In, coming back up. And this is a good one actually for anyone that did the proprioception, being awareness. I would have said my hips were above my knees, but we can see they're pushed further back, so I just need to move forward slightly. And then round into your cat. Tucking your toes under, reaching up into your down dog. Pedaling out, whatever you need to. So staying in your down dog. For those of you that want to, reaching the right leg up, big stretch. A bend in the knee, lifting the knee and the hip, trying to keep your shoulders sway. Your right shoulder will want to lift. Just try and keep that down. We're coming into scorpion pose, so just really lovely one for opening up. Extend again and release down. If you did that, do it on the other side. Open. Oh, such a nice stretch. Good. And releasing back down. Taking your gaze forward, stepping your feet to your hands, releasing down. Inhale all the way up. And with the exhale, we're going straight back down. Releasing down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step or jumping back into your plank and lowering yourself down. Inhale into your back bend, whether it's cobra or up dog. I'm in up dog this morning. Whichever way, really try and bring your chest forward. And just smile. Smile is such a great one for faking it till you make it. Because as soon as you smile, you just feel happier anyway. It just helps us to just let go. Push back. So we're going to step forwards with the right foot into a low lunge. So you can reach up, you can scorpion. If you want to, you can do your trio. So knee forwards, 3 times, once in the center, once to the opposite elbow, once to the same shoulder. If you're not doing any of those, you just step forwards, adjust yourself into your low lunge, and then we just all wait kind of for each other to get together. Whew, low lunging. We come forwards into that low lunge. So, depending on where your feet are, you may find that your knee comes past. We don't want that. We want that foot under, or the ankle under the knee. So just adjust as you need to. Oh, I'm really feeling that stretch today. So your back toes can be tucked under or release. I'm going to release. Just going to catch my breath. Whew. Breathing into that pose. And then we're going to come into some eagle arms. So these are optional. If you're doing it, we're going to stretch out. We're going to bring our right arm underneath the left, twisting around. So it may be that you come to this pose and this is where you want to be. It may be that you can just grab the wrist. Eventually, we're trying to aim to bring palm to palm, but you kind of want a straight line in front of you. So for me, I can get my fingertips onto my palms, so that's what I'm going to go for. You're trying to pull your shoulder blades apart, stretch the elbows away from your chest, and then again, if you're in this pose, we're going to lift the elbows and come into a back bend, so taking your gaze upwards. If you haven't got these arms, so if you're doing these arms, do the same. If you're not doing the arms, you can reach up and come into a back bend or stay reaching up. So whichever option you're doing, trying to keep the eyes still, trying to breathe. Oh, and then as you loosen the arms, big stretch out. So normally I say pushing against your walls, but today no, we're not pushing, we're just opening ourselves up. So just open up that chest. Big over. Good, exhale, hands down. You're going to bring that foot back, come back into a down dog. So you can either just come back, take a little pause in child pose, rest, stretch out your back, realign yourself, or come through a flow. If you're flowing, it's your down dog, coming into your plank, lowering down. And if you want to, you can do almost all of those as kind of one sweeping movement. If you want to do that, then do. Otherwise, do them separately. And then we do the other side. So you're either stepping forwards directly into your low lunge with your left leg, or stretching up, maybe doing a scorpion, or doing your trio. And then you have the freedom to choose what you want to do today. So don't be, oh my God, this is not the one I wanted to do. This is where we are. We're here to do some yoga. And yoga is brilliant because it's either what you want to do, which is amazing, or it's not what you want to do, which is teaching you patience and commitment, which is amazing. So that's what, it's just amazing. So from your low lunge, make sure you're in the right position, make sure your base, your legs are stable, and then your arms. So either stretching out, left arm under the right, trying to come round. You'll notice probably a bit of a difference. This one, I'm almost at palm to palm. Stretching the elbows away and lifting up. There's a lot going on here. So just try and rely on your breath to steady yourself down. Remember, this is all about freedom. And release. Big opening yourself up. Exhale, hands to the floor. And this time, everyone, just either through a down dog or directly into child pose. Oh, and just taking a little rest. That should feel quite nice on your hips and on your arms. Let me just check that you're still there. Good. Okay. from your child pose. Let's inhale up. Tuck the toes under. Down dog. Right leg. So again, I will say it every time I say it, I'm not going to say it, but I always do. You can do stretching up. You can scorpion, you can do your trio, or you can directly just step. We're going to come into a warrior one. So I'm going to take a little while just in case people are doing other things. I'll talk through a warrior one. So I've said before, I don't do warrior one so often because even though it's number one, Virabhadrasana. It's actually hard, it's really hard. So our front foot is facing forwards. The back foot is a partial turnout. So warrior two, it's a full block. This one's partial, so we're kind of almost toes pointed towards the front corner of the mat. And we're trying to get our hips forwards. So if your hips can't come forward slightly, maybe move the foot slightly more, and it's just something we work on. Again, we want our knee pointed forwards, not coming inwards and not coming past. Working to get your hips forwards. They may not be there yet. We just need to work and loosen up the muscles, or it may just never happen because of our bone construction. Forward, try and tuck the tailbone under, belly button in. So as if you're riding a horse. Inhale, arms up. And so, for me at the moment, my back foot is completely rolled onto the arch. So I need to try and push down the edge of the little toe, that side of my foot, just to try and ground in differently, protect my ankle. Okay, so now we're going to keep the arms like this, or we're going to come and do the same as we did in our low lunge. So, right arm under left, crossing, either holding the shoulders, trying to bring the palms together, stretching the shoulder blades apart, lifting up with the elbows, taking your gaze up. Ooh. This one's much tougher. And I can appreciate what you're saying, this doesn't seem like a very freeing pose. But sometimes we need to really bind ourselves, and then we really appreciate when we just let ourselves go. So when you're ready, releasing the arms, opening yourself up. Hands down. I think that's my fruit and veg delivery. I'm so sorry. So rest or go through a flow. Or if you can remember, do the other side, but I'm going to talk through it when I get back. One second. Hello. I mean, is it a food parcel? Is it a food parcel? Oh, there's an empty box downstairs. Thank you so much. Okay, a little shout out to the organic delivery food company. Thank you very much. Okay, so from wherever you are, let's go from down dog. We're going to do the left side. So if you've already done it, you can rest, you can freestyle, you can do both sides again, whatever you wish. Otherwise, left leg, scorpion, trio, or stepping forwards. Warrior one. So we let that back heel come down. So the difference between a high lunge and a warrior one, both feet facing forwards. With a high lunge, the back heel's off the floor. Sorry, with a high lunge, with a warrior one, we allow that heel to come down and the toes are pointed just out slightly. Hips are coming forwards, trying to tuck the tailbone under, sink down low. So this should be a lot going on. So I can feel a stretch in my hip flexor. I can feel the outside of my quad, trying to stabilize myself. I can feel my calves stretching into that pose. And I can feel my foot working on my ankle while I'm trying to not roll in on my arch. Inhale, arms up. And then, if you're doing the arms, we bring our left arm under our right, crossing the arms, palms together. Inhale, reaching up. Just breathing, trying to steady yourself. For another 3, for 2, and 1. Open the arms up. Big release. Big exhale. Releasing everything you don't need. Big inhale with that big space and freedom. Exhale, hands to the floor. Stepping back. Rolling forward into a plank. Lowering yourself down. Inhaling, taking an extra breath in this one again, opening yourselves up. As we exhale, we're going to push back, keeping the knees on the floor, come to a kneeling position, and then we're going to come back into our camel pose. So, knees under hips, or just slightly wider, hands on the base. So, you can stay where we were. So, let's all get into that pose first. So, big inhale. Hips are coming forwards, core is really engaged, chest is lifting up because we don't want just the lower back, we want the whole spine. We had our gaze on the floor, and now we're going to lift the gaze, lift the chin, try to follow one straight line back. So stay in there. If you can, tucking your toes under, you can release one hand to the hip. If you think that's okay, release another hand, and then focus on hips forwards, chest up, releasing yourself in. Staying in sorry, it's really hard to talk in the pose. Staying in whichever one you are, just for as long as it feels comfortable. When you come out, try to come out as carefully and as gracefully as you went down. Coming back up. If your toes are tucked, untuck the toes, hands down, and cat pose. Stretching around. We're going to do it one more time. So gently coming up. Hands on the base of your spine. If you did tuck your toes under last time, then just kind of get that ready while you're up. It's easier. Inhale. Lifting the chest. Big open up. Lengthening the neck. Reaching back if you can. And a big release into that pose. Trying to make the front of your body as long as possible. I would say try not to talk in that pose. My goodness, if you're still in it, gently coming back out. Hands down. Rounding your back. And releasing back down to your heels. Okay, so just for the next maybe 30 seconds or so, not taking it personally, kind of encouraging our freedom. I'd like you to choose something to do. So I'm just going to stick with a salutation because I just want to move and open myself up. But if you've got a favourite pose, if you just want to lie down, if you're trying to do the splits, if you're working on a wheel pose, if you feel warm enough for whatever you've been working on, then just take your time and do it now. Otherwise, stick with me. We're going to go through a salutation and then we're going to come down to the mat. So this is like, sometimes you'll find this in class, a little thing for personal practice, which is always really nice. Sometimes you can think, just tell me what to do. I don't know what I'm doing. And other times it can be really nice. Like if you are working on something, just that little pocket, like, okay, great, I've got an opportunity just to try something, build towards something. Oh, okay, so if you're with me, grounding yourself down, growing tall, big inhale, arms up. Exhale into your forward fold. Do every breath that you really mean it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lowering down. Step or jump back into your plank. Lowering yourself down to the floor and inhaling into your back bend. Really lifting up through the shoulders. Exhale into your down dog. I'm just going to add some wild things here. So you can rest in down dog for a moment or follow me. So lifting the leg up through a scorpion and then resting that foot. So we're placing our right foot to the outside of the left. So you're now in a reverse tabletop. Lifting the hips and opening up. I know that is quite a big one to have just thrown in there, but it is one of my favourites. So if you did it one side, try to do it the other. Left leg stretches up. So you should see it underneath. If you look underneath your right armpit, you should see your little foot coming down to the outside of the right, and then you rotate around and open up. Yeah. Coming back. Releasing that foot down. Taking your gaze forwards. Walk, step or jump. Feet to hands. Release into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale. Inhale all the way up. Big inhale. And release down. Good. Okay, so if you're still doing your personal practice, then just slowly come to an end. And then we're going to rest down. So I would encourage you, if you have space, to either starfish, so in your shavasana, line on your back, but legs wide, arms wide, or if you have a spare wall, shimmy your bum up to it, and then pop your legs up the wall, arms out to the side. That is such a lovely one. So I'm just going to give a couple of minutes for you to find your happy place. Oh, I am talking about Flynn. I'm very grateful for Flynn's input. Good morning, Flynn. I can't wait to see your poses later. Okay, so everyone, in your releasing stage, so try not to rush these. This is the reason we do all the movement and everything else, is to just try and get rid of any tension so we can just be, so we can just sit or lay still, just slowly releasing all the doing. So mindfulness and meditation isn't something we do. It's once we peel away all the other layers of doing, of thinking, of worrying, and then we just rest in what's left. So it's not so much a doing, it's a stopping of all the doing. And that's what we're aiming for. So allowing your breath to deepen. And so, as I mentioned before, our prana, our life force, our energy is already always in us. But sometimes we just fill ourselves up with these worries, these other things, that it kind of gets pushed out before we can really enjoy it. So what I'd like you to do now is imagine, with every inhale, you're inflating yourself to create some space, and with every exhale, you release all those things that you don't need, that are getting in the way of your energy. So we inhale to create space, and we exhale to release what we don't need. And the deeper you breathe, the deeper you exhale, the more you release, and the more you create space for that beautiful energy, that prana, that force that's already there, to just have its space, to have its freedom, to just keep that breath. So our second agreement, to not take things personally. To know no one can offend you without your permission. It's not regarded as giving offence, it's taking offence. And you can choose not to take offence. So just making an intention with yourself. Someone says something that doesn't agree with you. If your instinct is to take something personally, to feel offended, just release, just let that go. Just feel the freedom of releasing that, what could have been a tension or worry, an argument, and just let that go. It's not about you. You deal with you, and let everyone deal with themselves. So just reaffirming any intention that you make with yourself. Feeling all that beautiful energy inside you that's now got space to breathe. And then starting to move yourself again and feel that wonderfulness. Each finger, each toe, your head, your neck, your arms, your legs, moving around, stretching yourself out. And maybe curling yourself in, rolling onto your right side. And before you come to seated, just enjoying that pause, that small moment. And as you come up, and then coming up anew, you're ready. So sitting comfortably, taking a moment. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Bring your palms together, lowering them down. So I'm just going to repeat. My sister pointed out that she really liked that I do often in my own meditation, but not normally in the class. So your palms together, I'd like you to bring the knuckles of your thumb to the space between your brows. And we thank our kind thoughts. Move your knuckles down to your lips for kind words and back to your heart for kind intentions. Namaste. Good, thank you. So, Flynn did show me a rather nifty move of crawling under the table, which I didn't adopt today. I just don't think I'm as forward. I'm not as far down the path as Flynn is. I will try and share some pictures. Well, Vicky or I will share some pictures of Flynn doing his little yoga. That's bringing us much joy in our family. So I should point out, sorry, Vicky's my cousin and Flynn is her child. And we do a family yoga, which we share pictures and things of, which is bringing everyone much joy. Seeing Flynn get involved. I hope you are all well, apart from the little dog thing interruption, the food delivery, the choking in my camel. I thought it went really smoothly. How did, yeah? I think good job. It's freedom, hey, freedom to just, you know, just carry on with life whilst doing a yoga class. It happens. Okay, so tomorrow is Friday. So I'm kind of feeling there's a rhythm of Friday is kind of legs, runner's care. Saturday is a bit more strength, a bit more challenging, and Sunday is cleansing. Haven't got all the other days sussed yet, but those three seem to be kind of working for me. So tomorrow, a bit more stretching and strengthening the legs. Okay, have wonderful Thursdays. Mwah! I'll see you tomorrow.